I want you to picture something. Your phone rings, you don't recognize the number, you pick it up, and the person on the other end says, "Hi, my friend worked with you a couple years ago and told me I had to call you." That phone call, the one where somebody is already sold before you even said a word, that's not luck. That's not a fluke. That is the result of a referral-based business that took time and intentionality to build. And I want to be upfront with you right now. This is not a fast strategy. This is a long game, but it is hands down the most sustainable business you will ever build in this industry. It outlasts bad marketing plans, changes in the market, even industry shakeups like we've seen over the past few years. I'm Emily Shelton with Shelton Property Group, and I've been a top producer for over 10 years. And today I'm walking you through how to actually build a referral-based business, the system behind it, the mindset shift that it takes to make it work, and how to do it in a way that feels authentic and organic, not salesy. So let's get into it. Here's the mindset shift I want you to make right now, today, before you ever step into another client relationship. Every single client you work with, buyer, seller, investor, even a lease, should be able to bring you 1 to 3 referrals. Not might, should. That's the standard. That's the baseline I want you operating from. Think about how many people are connected to you. Think about how many people are connected to just one transaction. Buyer has a sibling who's also been talking about moving. Your seller has a coworker going through a divorce who's going to need to sell soon. Your investor client has a whole network of other investors who talk to each other constantly. Every transaction you close is sitting on top of a small network of future opportunities if you treat the relationship like it matters beyond the closing table. Most agents close a deal, get the check, and move on to the next lead. And in doing that, you leave 1 to 3 relationships sitting on the table every single time. It's not a small leak in your business. Over a career, that's the difference between always hustling for the next deal and having deals find you. Now, I want to explain why this works, because understanding the why is actually what's going to make you actually do it consistently instead of letting it slide. Have you ever bought a car and suddenly you start seeing that exact same car everywhere on the road? That's not that more people suddenly bought that car. That's your brain. That's something called your reticular activating system, starting to filter for what you have processed. Your brain can only consciously process a tiny fraction of everything that's happening around you. So it filters what it feels relevant or familiar, pushes out everything else in the background. And here's why that matters for your business. When someone in your sphere is even casually thinking about a move, long before they're ready to act, their brain starts filtering for real estate, conversations about homes, posts about the market. And if your name, your face, and your business has been constantly authentically present in their life, you are what gets pulled into focus. Not because you pitched them, because you were already familiar. That's the entire game with staying top of mind. You're not trying to convince anyone of anything in the moment. You're making sure that when their moment comes, and it will, because people always know someone who's buying, selling, or investing, your name is the one that is already sitting right there in their filter, ready to surface. That is exactly why a referral-based business has to be built with consistency over time rather than a single good experience. One good closing gets you remembered for months. Genuine ongoing presence is what gets you remembered for years, even decades. And I want to pause right here for a second, because the next part is where most agents either get it right or completely blow it. So stick with me. So how do you actually stay top of mind without becoming that agent everyone mutes on social media or rolls their eyes at when the next text comes through? It comes down to one simple filter. Everything you do to stay in touch should feel like it's about them, not about you needing the business. A lot of what shaped my thinking here comes from Brian Buffini's work by referral approach, specifically something he calls the duplicator system. The idea is that you bring a structured, reputable plan for staying in constant contact with your past clients and your sphere of influence, so it happens consistently instead of randomly whenever you think of it. That might look like a handwritten note on their home anniversary, not a "let me know if you need anything," but something that actually references their life, their family, something specific to them. It might be a genuinely useful piece of marketing information about home maintenance tips, Or what home projects yield the greatest ROI with no ask attached? It might be a seasonal pop by, like a faucet cover before the first ice storm. A simple, inexpensive, thoughtful drop off that doesn't even require a response. Here's the test I want you to run anything you're about to send. If you've removed your business from the message entirely, would the person still feel glad you reached out? If the answer is yes, you're building a genuine relationship. If the message only makes sense because you need something for them, that's a salesy version. And people know the difference immediately, even if they can't articulate why. And when the moment does come where it's natural to ask for a referral during an active transaction, when the excitement is fresh and they're already telling everyone in their life about it, that ask should feel like a continuation of a real relationship, not a transaction request. Something simple in your own words. I love working with clients like you. If you know anyone else thinking about a move, I'd be grateful for an introduction. That's it. No pressure, just an open door for someone who's already proven they've shown up consistently and authentically. Here's what I want you to walk away with. Every client should be worth 1 to 3 referrals over time. That's the standard. Staying top of mind isn't a marketing trick. It's how human attention actually works. And you can use this to your advantage without ever being salesy about it. And the agents who build the most stable, referral driven businesses in this industry are the ones who treat every relationship like it matters for and long after the closing tape, because it does. And this is the long game, but it's the game that, if played consistently over the years, makes you the obvious choice before the conversation even starts. It also eliminates we're interviewing a few other agents or can you discount your commission conversation complete. If you want a simple way to start building this system, I've put together a referral system starter guide covering touch point ideas and how to make the ask natural. Drop referral in the comments and I'll send it your way. And if you want to talk through how to build this into your specific business, that's exactly what my free strategy calls are for. The link is in the description. If you haven't seen my video on mastering buyer consultations, go watch that one next, because the relationship you build in that very first meeting is exactly what makes someone want to refer you later. Subscribe if this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Emily with Shelton Property Group, where we are faith, family, real estate.